I knew this was going to happen. I knew that as soon as December happened, as soon as the Kako and Borgen trade happened, that the New York Rangers would miss the Stanley Cup playoffs. Yeah, it could be due to the lack of offense, it could be due to lack of defense, it could be the terrible December, it could be due to stupid decisions, it could be due to the core agent, or it could be that this organization believes that it's still 2024. Any way you looked at this season is fucking pathetic. What you saw is the worst Rangers team in history. A team that went from winning the President's Trophy, going deep into the Eastern Conference Finals, one piece away from the Cup last year, to a team that doesn't care and missed the playoffs. Well, now you should care. Like, the worst part about this is that things started off great. Our first game was a 6-0 blowout against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sure, the Penguins sucked, but it was a great start. They were 8-2-1 to start off the season, picking up where we left off from last season. Things were going right, and things were exciting. Then Donald Trump became president, and ever since, everything went wrong. And unfortunately, Trump was the least of the problems for the Rangers. The problems were the Rangers themselves. The core agent after drinking the wrong cup from the last Crusades, awful defense, invisible power plays, failure to show up in games, especially against shitty teams that they should have crushed, making the worst teams in the league look like Stanley Cup contenders and making terrible goalies look like Vezina candidates. Sure, we had great players on the team. The goaltending was great. Will Cooley had a breakout season, and even Sam Carrick was doing great. But then we had players that either struggled or sucked. Alexei Lafreniere is still fine, but he has dropped. Ryan Lindgren hasn't been the same since his injury. Chris Kreider, Mika Zibanejad, what the hell happened to them? And then Keandre goddamn Miller. What precedes is the ultimate downfall of the New York Rangers. It's like, I dealt with it all. Getting destroyed by the Buffalo Sabres, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Philadelphia Flyers. Getting destroyed by the Edmonton Oilers despite them having shitty goaltending. Losing to Spencer Martin. Getting swept by Joe Hofer. That one shit game against the Canes where no one bothered to play. Getting shut out by the Nashville Predators. A game that I purposely missed because I knew they would lose. Getting shut out twice against the Devils. Blowing a 3-0 lead against the Dallas Stars because Keandre Miller sucks ass at defense. An Avalanche game, they should have gone to overtime, but we lost because Will Borgen decided to give away the puck. Losing to a Penguins team without Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. Struggling against Daniil Tarasov like he's Sergei Bobrovsky. Blowing a 3-1 lead against the Ottawa Senators in the final 10 minutes. Scored back-to-back shorthanded goals that should have killed the Columbus Blue Jackets, but instead encouraged them to destroy us. Failing to go to overtime against the Winnipeg Jets due to a bullshit call on Matt Rempe for goalie interference despite him being pushed 10 miles into the goalie. Dying once again against the Flames. Blowing a 4-2 lead in the final 5 minutes against the Anaheim Ducks, despite getting nothing but power plays in the third periods because defense sucks and no one gave a shit in overtime. and then survive an elimination against the Islanders with a 9-2 win, and then responded with a 7-3 loss against the Hurricanes. And then the second we get eliminated in the playoffs, we end the season by playing our best hockey by beating Florida teams. This team! And then there were the shitty moves. It started off innocently enough. Barclay Goodrow was put on waivers to clear cap space. It seemed fine until you find out that Goodrow didn't know about it until he saw it on Twitter. And then he was picked up by a team that was part of his no-trade list. Then we have Jacob Trouba, our captain, being traded. Again, we did it due to cap space and also because he sucked. Like, he didn't score a goal until March. It sucked, but it made sense. But then there's sending him to the Red Wings during the offseason, which is denied due to his no-movement clause, which resulted on everyone blaming Trouba's wife for having a career in New York. It got worse in his trade to Anaheim, as Trouba was threatened with being put on waivers. They said either accept the trade to the Ducks or you'll be on waivers. The organization pretty much forced him to choose between his career and his family. Of course he chose his family. Those moves sucked, especially with how they were handled, but they were necessary. But then it got worse. Capo Caco, one of the bright spots on the team, got scratched one game, despite Mika Zibanejad having a terrible game. The Caco was unhappy and said he didn't deserve to be scratched. He is not one of the worst players in the team, and it's so easy to pick on a young guy. It makes sense and it's justified. But management took it personally and traded Caco to the Kraken. It was bad enough. But even worse when we got Will Borgen in the trade. Not a big player, not even a second round pick, but a terrible defenseman. It would be the best thing to happen to Caco, as he had played better and thrived with the Kraken, having the best season of his career. Literally Jared McCann 2.0. Meanwhile, Borgen sucks ass. As if our defense wasn't bad enough, it got worse. But just when it couldn't get any worse, the Rangers decided to replace Zach Jones with Earl Vakanainen, the guy we got for Jacob Trouba. Does Vakanainen suck? Not really, especially since he's having the best season of his career. Especially when he got a 3-point game one time. Could we use him? Yeah. Was his two-year extension worth it? Yeah, it does. But to say he is better than Zach Jones is dumb. Even if the stats say otherwise. And despite having a good season, Jones gets scratched like he is nothing. Things went south from there, as the Rangers finished near dead last in the East at the end of 2024. Like, it was over. And you know, I was so pissed that I made a video reacting to this. And when we lacked offense, what did the Rangers do? They get Arthur Kaliev from waivers, despite having players like Johnny Brodzinski. Kaliev was decent, but he got injured. It's like at the end of 2024, I made a rant about the Rangers season, and that I feared that it was going to get worse. But then 2025 came along, and then things changed. The Rangers started to win more games. But of course, we needed more. And more we did, as the Rangers got JT Miller back from Vancouver. Sure, the Rangers lost Philip Hedl and Victor Mancini in the process, and they both would improve in Vancouver. That is, until Hito suffered another concussion. But hey, we got JT Miller back. He came back to the Rangers and he has done everything. I mean everything for this team. Not only was he a point-per-game player and a voice in the locker room, but he helped Mika Zibanejad return to form. Temporarily. But the Rangers were winning and had a chance to make the playoffs. Yet even with that, the Rangers still continued to suck. So of course, we needed to get better. We needed to cut off massive liabilities and improve on defense. Ryan Lindgren, gone. Jimmy Vesey, who isn't bad, but lost his place in the team due to other players. He is gone. Riley Smith was supposed to be the final piece for the Cup, but he has been a major disappointment. Like, who knew that the best player we got in the offseason would be Sam Carrick? Riley Smith will return to Vegas where he belongs. And of course he'd get better. He played better in Vegas. Getting rid of those players made sense. It's what we got in return that is confusing. We got Calvin DeHaan, a former Islanders defenseman who has been decent for us before getting scratched. But we also got Juuso Parssinen and Carson Soucy. Seriously, a bottom sixer despite us having all the forwards we need plus more, and a third pairing defenseman coming off an awful defense year despite us having all the defenders we need, especially Zach Jones. You should have traded Lindgren and Vesey to Seattle for Roborgen. That trade made the most sense. Like, thank God for JT Miller, because if it wasn't for him, this would be the worst trade deadline in franchise history. Even worse than 2018. The Rangers somehow played worse. The defense got worse. We had less depth. Parssinen and Soucy were fucking useless. Our power plays and penalty kills got worse. And as if the power play wasn't bad enough, we constantly gave up shorthanded goals. It was so bad that we needed to bring up Brennan Hoffman to help us. And somehow, April arrived, and we were still close. For one last move, we brought in Gabriel Perreault, a top prospect. This should have helped us make the final push to the playoffs. Igor Shesterkin did his hardest to carry the team on his back. He is the main reason why we still had a chance. But then Will Cooley won the Stephen McDonald Extra Effort Award, and Jonathan Quick won the Mr. Ranger Award, both being deserved. Igor was pissed, so pissed that he just gave up. The Rangers were giving up an average of 5 goals in April, but there was still slight hope. All they had to do was beat the Flyers and the Islanders. Sure, they had to face the Hurricanes and the Florida teams in the final 3 games and pray to God they win enough to just make it, but the last streak of easy teams, a real team, takes advantage. The Rangers are not a real team, because just like any other fucking game they had this season, they do nothing when it truly matters and shit the bed against the Flyers. When Sam Rosen and JD reunite. Like, that was the highlight of that game. Yeah, they would destroy the Islanders, but they were in a tough spot. Then the Carolina game came along, and instead of building momentum, they tease us again. They do nothing in the beginning, then gave us false hope in the third period by scoring some goals. and then allow the Hurricanes to finish them off. The Rangers went from losing to the Flyers 8-5 to winning against the Islanders 9-2 to losing to the Hurricanes 7-3. In a must-win situation, the Rangers took the piss and missed the playoffs. And they have no one else to blame but themselves. I do a lot. Time for me to get my axe. Like, do you know what the biggest mistake of Chris Drury was? The fact that he couldn't win a cup last year. Like, if the Rangers won a cup earlier on, he would be a legend in the city, like Neil Smith. But now, to see him now, we see his flaws. We have seen the moves that have burned his team to the ground. Like his time playing with the Rangers, his time as president and GM are disappointing. Most of the moves he did this season are either colossal mistakes that had to be redone a year later or massive contracts that can't be moved as no one would take those contracts. Thank God for Vincent Trocheck, JT Miller, Jonathan Quick, Will Cooley, and a few others, but still, like, look at the moves made. Trading Pavel Buchnevich for Sammy Blais. Grossly overpaying for Barclay Goodrow. Like, I already talked about those moves. They sucked. Extending Mika Zibanejad was a good move at first, but now it has backfired as he is reaching a slow and steady decline. And we have 5 more years of this. We could have kept Frank Vatrano, Andrew Kopp, Patrick Kane, Vladimir Tarasenko, and Orniko Mikula, but we lost them quickly due to the Goodrow contract. And then there were the moves this season. Like telling Jacob Trouba and Barclay Goodrow to fuck off. The Kakko trade sucks. Will Borgen is why it sucks. And Will Borgen was so bad that he just had to get a $4 million extension for 5 years. Because management believes that Borgen would become a Norris candidate soon. And the trade goddamn deadline. This was really the man who was a finalist for the Jim Gregory Award in 2022? Really? Like, congratulations. Congratulations. You have officially ruined the New York Rangers. Like, when will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences? Consequences that kills this team. Apparently he's gonna learn a lot more as he's just signed an extension. Like really, we had a chance. We had a chance to get rid of Drury, but instead we doubled down and extend him. What the fuck? Peter Laviolette. It's like, what the fuck? I was under the impression that he was a good coach, but now I have to reconsider. Like, he did bring us a President's Trophy, but now he has lost his ways with the team. Like, it's like he just Keandre Miller is the worst defenseman for the Rangers. Offensively, defensively, and even the goddamn eye test. He is best known for giving the opponents assists on goals. Like, if those counted as points, he would have more points than Adam Fox. He has constantly been costing games for us. So why the fuck is that when he sucks ass, you give him more minutes? You scratch Kakko, Jones, Vesey, Brzezinski, and DeHaan, but not Miller. Like, why do you love Will Borgen so much? He does nothing. He sucks. He makes Keandre Miller better. Yeah, he does. Because Miller doesn't have to be the only defender that sucks. Like, why do you keep putting up hair together? Especially to start games. You keep playing them like Sheldon Keefe plays Morgan Riley and TJ Brody. You are that guy who keeps getting his heart broken by the girl of his dreams, but keep coming back to despite her being horrible. You're keeping them together like Megan Hall's husband. It hasn't worked, and it's never gonna work. Stop it. And let's make it worse. Give Borgen more minutes than Fox. I get Lindgren isn't with the team anymore. Doesn't mean that Fox should get less minutes. And you keep changing the lines like a deck of cards. Like, Philip Hito missed time due to injuries. So what do? Put Capo Caco on center. Because Johnny Brzezinski apparently doesn't exist. Why do you bench Caco when Zibanejad was the problem? Why do you constantly replace Jones with Vakanainen? Why do you constantly Zach Jones when Miller, Borgen, and Susie are massive liabilities on the ice? It's like Victor Mancini was great, but after one bad game, you were like, ew, he sucks. Back to the minors for you. The season was almost over, and we are trying to stay alive. Why did you decide to bench Hoffman and Perreault? Thank God you were finally put in Will Cooley in the top six, but why take that long? The third line of Caco, Hito, and Cooley was the best line for the Rangers. So why break it up? And then the power plays and penalty kill. The penalty kill was fine in the beginning. Best penalty kill in the league. But it dropped off, finishing 11th. The power play suck. Completely invisible. And nothing is done. Like, where are the shots? Where the fuck is the fight? Where is the structure? Like, I could become a millionaire. Get married. Get a mansion. Get thousands of cars. Have kids, have grandkids, have everyone graduate from college, become president of the United States, retire, die, have my children do the same thing, and have their children do the same thing, and have the whole goddamn family do the same cycle. And we can get all of that done before the Rangers can score a power play goal. Or yet, any goal. Like, make the power play fucking work. Make it billions of passes to set up for the highlight reel goal isn't going to go in the goddamn net. Stop passing and just shoot it. Even the Islanders, who are dead last in the penalty, in power plays, put in more effort on the power play than you. You're doing a better job giving up shorthanded goals than scoring power play goals. And when he's needed most to spark the team, Laviolette says, I don't have a message. I don't go into the locker room after games. Like, how the fuck is this motivation? Like, Caco was pissed. Jones was pissed. Vesey was pissed. And Calvin DeHaaney's pissed. As he was treated horribly. Like, there is no system with this team. It is always experience and veteranism over hard work, effort, and talent. Kreider, Zibanejad, Keandre Miller, Borgen, and Susie get a lot of ice time despite being inconsistent, while Caco, Hito, Cooley, and Schneider get less ice time, while Vesey and Jones get scratched for no reason. Whether it's due to experience, higher draft round, or someone from a previous team, it is horrible. The team is fed up with Laviolette. He has lost his voice, and he deserved to get fired. Along with Phil Housley. Like, all of the moves this season were awful. And the Rangers deserve to miss the playoffs. Like, you've seriously fired Gerard Gallant for this. Like, Gallant, I can't believe that Gallant and Laviolette were outlasted by David fucking Quinn. Like, what the fuck? Like, Mika Zibanejad, listen, I know you had your best years with the Rangers. I know you love playing here. Like, I know people love you. I know I've been too harsh on you this season, but there comes a time where this has to end. Seeing Zibanejad this season sucks. Like knowing this is a tough pill to swallow. Like, Zibanejad was one of the best centermen in the league, but he has become a massive liability. Like, he is invisible, he barely does much, and he constantly misses the net. Even in practice. Yet he continues to get top 6 minutes. His defense sucks, and he would rather pass than shoot. Like, this isn't Zibanejad. That one is gone. Accept it. He sucks, and he will get worse. Chris Kreider, we all love you, but you are also facing a deep decline. I get it is due to back spasms, but I don't know if he is coming back from this. They could try to get rid of him in the offseason. Can you please wait till Kreider breaks the power play record before getting rid of him, please? Igor Shesterkin, Jonathan Quick, JT Miller, and Will Cooley. This team owes you guys an apology. You have tried your best to carry the team on your backs, and you guys are the reason why we are not dead last in the league. Like, I am so pissed and disgusted. Like, I could do a much better job managing this team that is being managed now. Like, how many players suck here? Like, don't get me wrong. We have some good players. We do. Panarin, Fox, JT Miller, Igor Shesterkin, Trocheck, Quick, Cooley, Schneider, Hoffman, Perreault, Carrick, Rempe, Brzezinski, Ballard. But then, a fucking shitstorm has hit this team. A shitstorm of horrible players. And players with terrible trades. And the Kakko and Borgen trade will forever go down as the worst trade in Rangers history. There is no different scenarios. There's no good and bad out of it. Like, it's all bad. Like, I am impressed. How is this trade so bad? Like, what the fuck were they thinking? It's like, Zibanejad needs to go. Keandre Miller needs to go. Cooley, Jones, Edstrom, Rempe needs to stay. And they need to be extended. But now that Drury is still here, I fear this organization will fucking panic. They will blow up their core. They will start chopping up some heads. They're not making a deep run with this core. And they're not making a deep run with a GM that doesn't know how to make a team. It's like, I fear that stupid decisions would be made. Like let's say let Will Cooley walk in free agency to clear up cap space to extend Keandre Miller long term. Trading Zach Jones for a 7th round pick. Trading Braden Schneider to the Islanders to get Tony DeAngelo back. Like, this sucks. And I'm not looking forward to it. And don't give me the fake optimism. At least you outlasted the Islanders. The Islanders actually tried. They lost in the shootout before getting eliminated. At least you are not the Sharks. The Sharks actually try and are fun. It's like literally called the most fun last place team in NHL history. And don't even give me the Rangers won the President's Trophy in 92, got eliminated in 93. And what happened in 94? They won the cup. Bullshit. At least in 93, they had talent, they worked hard, they had decent coaching and management. They at least try and are enjoyable to watch. But this team, this season, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, I would rather watch 2 goals, 1 cup, than to watch this shitty team. Like, do you understand that there are more chances for Trump to do something good for America than it is for the Rangers to do anything? Like, imagine if someone is dead. You can revive them with the AED, but the only way for it to work is if the Rangers scored a goal. That person is staying dead. Like this team. This season was a waste of fucking time. It's like, this is bullshit. Fuck this team. Fuck this team. Sam Rosen. I feel so bad for Sam Rosen. His final year with the Rangers, after 40 years, and this is how they choose to end his career. This is how they thank him for his service. God, I hate this fucking team so much. If I could pull Cory Booker on this, I would. One more thing, Rangers. I never want to hear the phrase, no quit in New York ever again. It is done. You've lost that right this season. God, I fucking hate this team so much.